Hello and welcome to Camera Reviews. Toy Soldiers by Simon Brann Thorpe, published by Dewi Lewis. It's a very interesting book with, I must add, a lovely cover, textured cover. It's 10 by 11. It's a very interesting book for a lot of reasons. It's very much a book about dealing with political issues in terms of refugees, a very current thing in 2018. The book is done in a beautiful way using real-life soldiers to act out almost like a toy soldier setup, and the setup is in the Western Sahara, and the soldiers in the shots who are almost sort of reenacting this sort of toy soldier figure aspect, I guess as some form of symbolism, are the soldiers from the Polisario Front, which is, let me just explain a little bit about it. This is the Western Sahara. This is the home to the Sahrawis, which is spelled Sahrawis. When they are the indigenous people of this land, when the Spanish were in control of it, and when they pulled out about 1975, when they withdrew from the land, they let Morocco take control of the land, which was opposed by the Sahrawis. I may have the pronunciation wrong, I apologise. And from that, there became an ongoing battle and dispute, almost a war, I guess, with the Sahrawis. And they formed the Polisario Front, which was a sort of what we call a rebel, I guess it's been called a rebel organisation, to literally try and gain back control from Morocco of their land. The Polisario Front is backed, I think, by Algeria. And sadly, while this plight and this fight go on, I think, last estimate, I think what I've seen, and in the text in the book is stating roughly about 160,000 refugees. The Sahrawis are in refugee camps in Algeria. It's a mess. This book rather beautifully brings light to this scenario, and Simon's done an amazing job. And he really is drawing attention to the plight of the Sahrawis people. And I cannot pronounce that word. But anyway, he's done a beautiful job. It's published by Dewi Lewis. Let's have a look at it. I love the fact that he's used what we call like a toy soldiers aspect to it, to give it some artistic merit and creativity to it, and really make you sit and think about it, and like almost using the toy soldier thing as a sort of I don't know, metaphor for the way wars and things like this are just a sort of theatre stage, and a surreal aspect to the whole process of people trying to regain control of what's theirs, and and maybe ridiculing the whole concept of war, not for the indigenous culture, but just in general. And look, there's some great text here by Chad Elias, who will give more insight and understanding into the Polisario Front and their plight, and basically what this book's about. So I'm going to skim through it. I will show you some of it. I think you will need to go out and buy it, because it's absolutely stunning, beautiful shots. I mean, just getting the shots look like they're 5:4, 10:8 shots. The quality is beautiful, the light is beautiful. I love it. It makes me think how long this must have taken to organise, how long getting all the sort of costumes made, and making sure that the context of the soldiers understand what's going on, and just that the whole sort of rig out, the whole setup, everything's incredible. and nevertheless the fact that it's shot beautifully. I would presume that there's some post-production here, but so what? It's an incredibly interesting idea, and beautifully executed as well. It's always sort of like a muted olivey tone to the shot as well, and it's got this sort of toy. It's obviously got this toy soldier aspect to it in that classic. Even that little lift there of what toy soldiers were about when or still are to children, and when you were a kid. They're great. Everything's done, like even the colour, and I would presume that there's some recognition to the Polisario Front uniform here. Not that I've checked. And whether the green caps are right or whether they're used, and that sheen on that olive sheenness to the boot and the hat. I wonder if that's used to make it more sort of plastic, give that a plastic effect. Anyway, great. The stages of war, the setup of war, the theatre of war. Look at that. It's almost shot in a way which the depth of field gives you that sort of. There may be some tilt shift on it, I'm not sure, but it's almost making them look miniature. I haven't looked up too much on the technical aspect of the shots and how they were done. And these guys, I don't know if you can see this. I know the shots when you look at them through the screen, that really enhances them, but looking at my visual LCD now, you can't really see the shadow. And maybe when I've got it in post-production you can, but they've sort of taken some of the identity, he's taken some of the identity away of the guys, the soldiers, and made them look a little bit more passive in the shot, and he's got their eyes closed. He's still got this sort of green muted tone to the shots. And obviously the land's quite barren, and everything's sort of very spacious and empty, and it's really an intriguing piece of work. So that was page 33. I've jumped onto page, I don't know, it's a double page and hasn't got it in. Look at this, interacting with people. God, that must have been such a difficult thing to do. I'm on to page 50 now. It's interesting how he's stepped back a little bit in terms of the perspective of the shoot to give that maybe that feel of it is almost sort of made up, and it is almost like out of a sort of Toy Story film, It's given that space really emphasizes the whole point between reality and toy soldier mold in a way, doesn't it? Whereas I think if it was close up, we're more looking at the soldier, knowing that more or less they were real soldiers, but the sense of space gives a sense of land as well, and the sense of surrealism which surrounds the whole shoot. Great. Back to a double page. I'm on to page 63. So yeah, I guess this space has an olive tone to it, like a sort of khaki tone, and it's sort of emphasising the fact that it does feel a bit toyish, if that's a word, or plastic. I wonder if there's a tilt shift on it. I'm not really sure, because this is a bit out of focus. The depth of field, you can see the run of depth of field. Oh, look at that classic plastic toy soldier pose. It's a lovely contrast and a lovely juxtaposition of toy soldiers and real war zone, real struggle for land, a real sort of refugee story, people living in the homeland who are fighting to gain back their homeland but are living as like refugees and classed as rebels because they want to take back what's theirs. And I think it's a really nice way to, in an artistic sense, to bring back the reality and give out and show the reality and of something like this, and give us something to question that with these beautiful, beautiful shots. Great stuff. Jacob Mundy text there. That's wonderful. Look at that. I think I'll leave on that image. I haven't shown you all the book. What happened to Dream Deferred? Acknowledgements, biography, Simon Brann Thorpe, Chad Elias, Jacob Mundy, Assistant Professor, Peace and Conflict Studies. Chad Elias is a lecturer at Art History, University of York. And Simon is an award-winning photographer whose work explores issues interlinking landscape, identity, conflict and culture. Yeah, that's what I meant to say before. His current work explores trauma, human frailty and the realities of war. Great. Published in 2015. You can buy this. Dewi Lewis site. You can buy this, I think, on Simon's site, which I'll put a link to. And you can buy it on also the Amazon. Well done. Nice book, Simon. Thank you.